Welcome, everyone. I am Sharon Porter with INLIVIAN, and today we're coming back with Live TV. It's been a minute, but we always want to share good information that's going to be helpful to the people that we serve. And today we are joined by Christine Edwards Pitkin of Civility Localized. She is doing great things for our community. She is making sure that voices are being heard. And now we're going to find out how she does it and then what we need to do to continue to amplify our voices. Hi, Christine. How are you?
Oh, good, good. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. All right, so we got to start off. You founded Civility or Localized. Tell us about what that is and what you all do.
Yes, so Civility Localized is a for-profit community engagement consulting firm.
Yeah,
So that's a lot of words,
a lot.
but at its core, we are a group, we are a company that helps go out and make friends in the community.
Okay.
That's what we do. We go out, we make friends in the community, and we do this on behalf of our government clients. So we get hired by local governments like the city or the county or even the state level government, and sometimes nonprofits to go out in the community and help people make their voices heard on important issues and projects.
So I think that's fantastic. And I think probably now more than ever, we have such disconnect. We need to have more connection. But why do you think governments and communities, right? We're not even talking on a federal level.
Yeah.
We're talking on a local level. Why is it so difficult for elected officials or government agencies to connect with communities? What is the challenge?
So the challenge is that there are multiple challenges. Sometimes the challenge is people don't know that they can participate in the
Mhm.
decision making when it comes to their local government and how money is being spent and how decisions are made. Some people don't think that they are allowed to participate. They don't know when the decisions are being made, or how these things, decisions, and projects and programs are really going to impact them locally.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when you think about civic engagement, community engagement, you think about voting, and that
Right.
happens, every 2 years we have elections. Every 4 years we have a national election, and then every 2 years we have local elections. So it's like an on and off year. So for example, I'll just give you an example. In 2020, we had a national election.
For sure.
And the voter turnout in Mecklenburg County was about 72%.
Okay.
I know that sounds like a high number. 72% sounds high, but it actually is much lower. That turnout rate was lower than the state average, and it lagged behind other major counties in North Carolina like Wake
Really?
County. Yes. Wake County had
Wow.
a higher voter turnout for the national election, the presidential election in 2020 than Mecklenburg County did. So to
Wow.
me, when we have 72% of people voting, that means 30% of registered voters did not vote.
Yeah.
30%.
It's a lot.
One out of 3 people
Did not vote.
did not vote,
Yeah.
right? And that's on a presidential election that is gonna have and did have, obviously, a huge impact
It did.
on our lives.
It did.
And so when we talk about local elections that happen in the odd years, like a 2025,
Yeah.
like our local election coming up very soon, that turnout rate is much lower.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you hit on something that was very key, voter apathy.
Mhm.
And first, given all the changes that are happening, is voter apathy, from your perspective, getting better or worse?
I think voter apathy, it's hard to say, it's hard to
That's what I
say.
was thinking. It's hard to say because I think there are things that are driving people to say, oh, wait, I need to wake up.
Mhm.
And then I also think there are things that people are saying, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
It
matter,
could
yeah.
go. So, I mean, but you're on the ground. You are the people's people.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, I think it's getting better because of the extreme nature of this current environment, I think people are seeing the consequences of voting and
Yeah.
voting,
Okay.
and the consequences of, and I don't want to put it all on the vote. I want to put it
Sure.
on also our elected leaders.
Sure.
Right. And so I think that has become a lot more visible now. So my hope is that voter apathy has changed and empathy, right? And the motivation to go out and make their voice heard has gone up. That's my hope. In
Yeah.
2021, for the local elections, we saw 15% turnout. 15%. Yeah,
Turn out
turnout. Yeah, I just
to
looked
vote.
it up. I just looked it up. So, and yeah, and those numbers, I mean, when it comes to odd election years, it's pretty typical to have really low turnout for those
Yeah.
local elections. But again, that's not good
It's not
because
good. No.
your local elected leaders like city council,
Yes.
county commission, and the school board, and either other elected roles like judges and things like that,
Yeah.
they have a really big impact on your daily life as
Right.
well.
Absolutely. So, okay, how do you connect with those who are disconnected?
Ooh, I love that question. I'm gonna borrow that question, put it in my toolbox. I love that. So, how do I connect with people who are disconnected? What I do is I create a platform for people to use their voices. We have a digital toolkit on our website called the Get Civic Kit.
Okay.
And you can find it on our blog at civilitlocalized.com. So we have a digital resource that people can use that'll give them information about voter registration,
Okay.
the dates and times that they can go make their voice heard through voting. Also, we just launched, we're actually getting ready to launch rather, our second cohort of our Civic Impact Academy.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm super excited about our academy. This is cohort 2, and the academy is a 14-week live training educational program where we are actually combining local government leaders and nonprofit leaders with community leaders and residents and social entrepreneurs and nonprofit program staff. So our cohorts accept 20 at a time,
Okay.
and those 20 individuals will be learning from instructors, and they're also going to be learning from the curriculum that we've created over the 6 years that we've been, 7 years now that we've been in operation. And so they're going to be learning about community engagement, how to run their own programs, how to tell their story.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I want to do a quick name drop. So, one of our instructors is going to be Charlene Mack. And so
Okay.
she runs an organization called 2451.org.
Okay.
And she was one of the masterminds behind the school bond referendum that helped get $30 million funded to improve CMS schools. And so she's going to give us a community organizing 101 session.
Okay.
And so anyway, that's just a snippet of
That's just a snippet. So I'm gonna take it a little further. We serve families and residents who often feel voiceless,
Mhm.
right? We serve those who are in crises, trying to keep a roof over their head the best that they can, trying to keep a job, trying to keep food on the table. They can be in crises, and this is just one more thing.
Mm,
How do you connect? And but their voice is it so important because they're getting impacted. The way I see it, our residents get impacted first.
yeah, yeah,
How do you connect to those families, those residents?
yeah. Oh, that's so important to make sure that people have the basic level of what they need for survival
Absolutely.
before even thinking about engagement. And it's hard. It's really hard. I think that you have to lead with a lot of empathy and don't be so transactional. So, you want the community to go out and vote, and you want them to do things and act and like hey, we need you to fill out a survey. We need you to
Yeah.
come to this event. We need you to come to the city council meeting. And that is work, right? So I
Yeah.
think that
Yes, it is.
providing compensation, providing empathy,
Okay.
and more avenues to interact is so important. I've been doing a lot more text messaging.
Ah,
Right? Texting
okay.
people, getting these issues and getting these projects and ideas in front of people, in an easier way that
Yeah.
they can do it on the go. Texting, virtual engagement has been big, and also just using a little bit of cultural awareness. One of the issues that has come up recently is, we try to make sure that we're speaking with our, Latinx and Hispanic population,
Yeah.
and their population and their community has been under attack
Yeah.
as of late,
Yeah.
and we wanna make sure that they feel safe, so we're not going to ask them to come out to a big event or something
Sure.
like that, or
Sure.
create an environment that's not gonna be safe for people.
Right. No, no, no. I completely agree. That was one of the next things I was going to ask you is like, so there's got to be language barriers at time, and how, I mean, and the work again that you do is so important. How are you addressing those language barriers?
Right, right. So we use cultural navigators, people that can speak different languages or speak the language that is needed.
Hmm.
There's only so much that Christine can do. I love going out and talking to people and, going out and making friends. But,
Yeah.
if I'm not the right person to speak in that community,
Yeah.
we actually have Civility Localized has a group of ambassadors,
Wonderful.
and we often contract with local people that speak the language,
Yeah.
so that's really important. And I think it's important that we are in partnership with our local governments because there's some distrust there. So it's important that we do have this partnership with them, and this is a model that can be replicated in other places.
I'm gonna ask you my last question. Okay. And that is, there's so many changes taking place. How do you, when you're talking to people and you're trying to get people out, what are you doing that just helps them not to give up?
Mm, I don't know if I have the answer to that.
And that's fair.
I think it's an individual thing, I
It is.
think that people are motivated by their own individual needs, and so I try to make space for people to express what those needs are and try
Sure.
not to put it on them and
Sure.
say, my value system will, lead me to be this empathetic person and encourage people, go vote, go do this, go do that. But if
Sure.
they don't want to do it, then, it's nothing that I can force them to do. Everybody's motivated by something different.
Yeah. All right. Well, Christine, it's been a pleasure having you. Really quickly, I want you to tell people what your website is.
Yes. So you can find us at civilitylocalized.com. And if you're interested in the academy, you can visit civicimpactacademy.com.
Okay. And really quick, what are your socials?
You can find us online on social media at Civility Localized.
Wonderful. Christine, thank you so much for joining us. Keep doing the good work. If you ever want to get into our communities, help engage, help educate, we're happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you, Christine. Take care. Bye bye.